Hello, this is the One Episode Rule, a podcast about first impressions. I am Magpie. Actually did anime adjacent things uh this week. Did finish My Dress Up Darling. That show is nice.
It's good. It's really sweet. It's
Uh
legitimately very wholesome.
so you guys want to introduce yourselves?
Yeah.
No.
Hi. I am Joey, and I've also done some anime things this week. Stuff that we have already been watching before. So, Trigon Monster. We're just consuming a little bit more of those, a little bit by bit. We consumed a little bit more Ava, and my fun one is I was like, oh yeah, I need to watch more Akagi.
Yeah, I keep stumbling into JoJo
Yeah.
watching this incomprehensible mahjong anime.
Yeah. So I haven't been feeling great the last day or so, and I messaged Joey and I was like, "Hey, do you want to watch something while I try to chill out?" And they were like, "Yeah, let me put on Akagi." And I was like,
And
"What is that?"
Louis like, what is Akagi? And I was like, you'll see. And I probably made you feel worse. No. Um
Yeah.
Akagi is really fucking unhinged. I will repeat what I have said to probably everyone who will listen at this point, which is uh of course Akagi being by the same author as Kaiji. So, um Kaiji looks like a nasty boy, is a good boy. Akagi looks like a nice boy. He is a nasty boy who will shoot you with a gun that he got from some gangsters for no reason. It's really shocking.
Well, I mean, those guys did, from what you told me, those guys did jump out and start beating on him with 2x4s.
Yes, they did, but they were beating him up because
I want to introduce myself.
he dearly injured their friend in a game of chicken in which he drove off a cliff. Anyhow, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Louie. I really the only thing I watched that was anime was being forced to watch Akagi earlier today. Um, did I
You
watch any anime?
Yeah,
well,
not
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 anime, but you made us watch some X-Aid with you.
Oh
not a
yeah.
great day for the medium.
I I christened Joey into Kamen Rider X8, and she'll learn who the great god Dan Kuroto is. I can't believe I just said that. I'm not serious. If anyone does listen to this podcast and knows
No,
Kamen
yeah.
Rider X8, I am not being serious right now. This is a
uh,
disclaimer.
All right,
we'll find out.
do you guys want some news?
Yeah.
Um,
Hit me.
so yeah, we're gonna start with this. Uh, Junji Ito's manga Blood-Sucking Darkness is to get a live action short
Yeah.
written by the Haunting of Hill House guy Jeff Howard.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
It's
Yes.
not
Yes.
it's not
It's not
the
the
guy, but
main guy. The
it's
main
one of the
guy.
guys who works with the guy.
Yes. I think that it'll still be cool, personally. But we'll
Um,
find out, I guess.
it looks like it's going to be the first of 3 projects Fangoria Studios is aiming to adapt from Smash the Junji Ito story collection. So,
Right.
Super Smash Brothers by Junji Ito.
mhm, it's a different game. Um,
Mhm.
and Louis brought this to my attention, so I will cover it. It
Oh,
looks
why are you
like
throwing me under the bus, bro?
it looks like Bort's debut run is over. End of Bort.
Goodbye, Bort.
We
Um,
I don't
kind
know if
of.
they'll probably make seasonal like
Yeah.
extras for it, but for now, goodbye Bort.
Goodbye, Bort.
Long we hotly anticipate the birth of Jort.
Jort.
This
Um,
is the first time since Naruto started airing that there is an anime running that's in that universe.
That's
Sad
really
day.
wild.
finally we can rest. um, so yeah,
I'll be back.
that's our news.
I thought there was
Did
one more thing.
I did too, and I decided to just not do it.
Okay, sorry.
Because it's not really that interesting. So yeah, Louis, did you have something for us?
Yeah, so you guys know I'm a Studio Mappa fan, right?
Oh
Hmm.
boy. Yeah.
They just dropped a new show called Hell's Paradise, otherwise known as Jigo Karaku,
I, s-
and
I saw something about that.
All
yeah,
right.
the first episode was literally on April 1st.
Ah, that's funny.
You guys want
So
to watch that?
Yeah.
yeah.
Why not?
All right, cool.
Let's do it.
Man, this Hidden Ninja Village sucks. I thought the
Okay.
sand one was bad, but this one is
Okay, it's the
That's
same
so
joke.
this
funny.
one is worse.
Same joke. I scrolled down on my anime list to the forum discussions, and literally the second topic said, "Any similarities to Naruto?"
I mean, Iwagakure is a village in Naruto.
Hmm.
Like,
Sure.
But
this could be a Naruto show. Like,
yeah,
remember at the beginning of the episode when I said there's no more Naruto anime running
that's
right
it.
now? I could have been wrong.
This is it. This is Jort,
it. This is Jort. We finally
but with
found
a
Jort
G.
with a
You know,
G.
like Geo from Part 5 of
Yeah,
JoJo.
yeah.
Anyway,
Um,
JoJo, read this blurb.
okay. Gabimaru the Hollow, a ninja of Iwagakure village known for being cold and emotionless, was set up by his fellow ninja and is now on death row. Tired of killing and betrayal, he wants to die. However, no method of execution works on him, because as much as he's seemingly apathetic, Gabimaru refuses to admit it. He does have a reason to live. He wants to return to his wife, who was the reason why he softened up and failed to be an effective assassin. Thus, he refuses to die. Asaiman, the Decapitator, a famous executioner, sees this and has a proposal for the ninja. She wants Gabimaru to join the expedition to an island south of Japan in search of the elixir of life, in exchange for a full pardon by the shogunate. However, this island isn't a normal island. It's believed to be paradise. However, the island is full of mysteries, and the exploring team, consisting of those marked for death, might not be fully prepared to handle them.
It's Ninja Suicide Squad.
It's Ninja
I was
Suicide
gonna
Squad.
say it's more like if Killua from Hunter x Hunter grew up and turned into John Wick.
Okay, but a week
His
ago you couldn't
wife.
have made that reference.
I know, but now I can. This is
So
a joke for me.
so yeah, we open on Gabimaru, about to be decapitated in front of a magistrate. This magistrate is having the worst week of his entire life.
He's
Um,
oh
so so they describe basically information about different forms of execution that were used by the shogunate.
yeah.
And the fact that it's actually quite difficult to decapitate someone cleanly in one stroke with a sword, which is why in Europe they tended to do it with axes or guillotines. But
Mm-hmm.
but
Hit him
uh,
a bunch of times, and it's
but
really
yeah,
nasty.
but yeah. God, that reminded me of an old fantasy novel where they were sending somebody to be executed, and didn't happen. But the guy's name, they sent him to Three Chop Nick
Oh no,
as a
that's
threat.
terrible.
But but yeah, difficult to get through a neck smoothly,
Hmm.
and especially difficult for this man, even though his stance is good, because he takes one chop, and then two, and then three, and then four, and he starts sweating, and then five, and then he breaks the sword over his neck.
The sword just snaps. Also, you notice that there's a little like scar on the back of his neck, and you're just like, oh, what's going on?
Mhm. So and so Gabimaru sighs because this is apparently not the first time they've failed to kill him.
Yeah, it seems like it.
The magistrate is baffled. So he's sent back to his cell, and we are introduced to our secondary character for this episode. Secondary, like friendly character, which is Yamada Aseman. Or wait, her name is she has 3 names here.
I think they're calling
Oh,
her
the
Simon.
I see. So her given name is Sagiri. So
Yeah.
I'll go with that. But
So informal.
yes. Well, I am a Westerner and thus a barbarian. So yeah, she is recording information about his life and interviewing him, and she's also present at the executions doing this, and she begins asking him about his history. Uh, to which he replies, "There's nothing really special about it. So I don't know my parents. I don't have any dreams. I'm just a shinobi, and we kill as we're told."
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and then it's time for another attempt to execute him. So this time they're going to burn him at the stake. And it gives you a number of grisly facts about being burned at the stake, which is the fire usually doesn't kill you
You inhale the
itself.
smoke.
You either suffocate or are poisoned by the smoke of your own body.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Um,
hot.
the shit they said about muscles contracting actually would not happen until you've been dead for quite a while. But
Yeah.
because in those situations, the heat would kill you outright.
Okay, let's not
Yes.
give advice about how to like.
Weirdly, not advice. This is just shit I learned about fire investigations. But
Hmm.
yeah, no, don't read about that. It'll fuck you up.
Didn't realize you were part podcast host, part arsonist.
Um, so yeah, they strap him in and they light it up, and after a little while, they just see his eyes through the fire, and they're just like, but the flames are so huge.
It's really funny because
Yeah.
like his hair is immune to being
His
burned.
hair, yeah,
at the
yeah,
stake.
his hair. He still has his hair, which is very interesting. But so they send him back. And he's now nude in his cell talking to her. And it's just like, well, why did you? Why did you leave the village? You were taken as a baby, right? It's just like, yes, the village chief killed my parents and took me. I don't have many feelings about it. I was a baby.
They
Um,
showed like a little baby with the like bright white hair, just a full
yeah,
mop of white hair.
it looks exactly like him. It's
Looks
great.
exactly like him. It was very funny.
Mm-hmm.
So next time it's time to pull them apart with the bulls.
Yep.
So their next attempt is they're going to tie a bull to each of his ankles and then set a bundle of straw on their backs on fire. So they run and pull him apart. Human legs can usually take about 500 kilograms of force. But bulls exert like 950. So it should not only tear his legs off, but tear him cleanly in half. But
Yes.
yeah, it's just they just collapse. They get tired and
They can't
get
do it.
dragged back in like a rubber band. And Sagiri betrays no emotion during any of this. She just approaches after they've failed to continue their interview while the guy's just like, get more bulls.
She's just like, not hodo.
um, she's like, why didn't tell me why you left the ninja village? Why did you leave the ninja village? She's like, well, I was the best in the village and I got favor with the village elder, so he married his daughter off to me, and she was a complete idiot. I don't know how a ninja leader's daughter ended up like this. And it cuts back to show them. And it's just like, she's like, take your shoes off. It's just like, we should pray once a day. Say grace for
Yeah,
your food.
just very
And she's
wifely
like,
behavior.
she was throwing me off, and I didn't want to lose my edge, so I asked for a way out. And the village leader told me to do one last job for him, and I was captured. um, uh, and clearly it was a setup.
Yeah,
And she's just like,
and here I
I
am.
see. And they keep trying to interrupt her with just like, we've got more bulls. It's just be like, I'm working.
Shut up.
So clearly, whatever they do with the bulls doesn't work because because they move on nearly immediately to another assassination attempt. Not assassination, execution attempt, which is they're
Execution.
going to boil him.
Boil in oil.
They're going to boil him in oil, which is one of the things the shogunate did do to criminals.
Yeah, it seems pretty grisly.
The issue is that oil ignites over 370 degrees, and they couldn't keep it boiling for long enough in the clay vessels that were common at the time. So clearly what happened is that they got it too hot. It got too hot, and the oil ignited and exploded.
And
So he's just standing there.
All the other guys.
Yeah, he's just standing there on fire while people run around burning and screaming. And he's just like, you're right, I have been resisting, but why?
Yeah. She's like, you
just
don't
like,
really want to die.
Just like, I don't know why I won't let myself die. And we come back to the beginning where he tensed his neck muscles and broke the sword.
Mm-hmm.
Which is so
freak behavior.
I know a little bit about the like physical dynamics involved in this, and it is ridiculous to a degree I can't really describe, but it is anime, so whatever. But it's like Zangief. It's like that shit Zangief does. He's got muscle power.
Yeah.
You
can control them.
Anyway, what the next thing? Because the magistrate is starting to pull his hair out, and he's like, "What will we do?" And Sagiri turns to him and says, "I'm ready to begin at any time you're ready." He's like, "Oh." So the next day, they're taking him underground somewhere, with a bunch of guards, and he's just like, "So what's this execution going to be?" And he's like, "Well, this one will shut you up." And they open the doors to a guarded chamber, where Sagiri is there and has changed outfits because she is getting her gear together because as it turns out, she is from a famous Ronin family who serve as the shogunate's executioners and sword testers.
So, whereas the first guy in this show, he was just a little nobody. She can decapitate this guy.
He was a perfectly serviceable executioner for almost everybody, except for Gabamaru.
For normal people. She can execute a ninja, essentially.
And he feels it because he's just like, oh, she could cut my head off because it plays out in his mind. He's just like, oh shit. And they discuss like there's a short scene earlier discussing like his other nickname, which is Gabamaru the Hollow, because he supposedly killed like 20 men upon capture, and he's a heartless monster.
Yeah.
And she says, well, all right, I'll be your executioner today. Please stand still. And yeah, she draws on him, and he does dodge it, but she actually nicks his neck, and she's just like, why did you dodge my attack if you don't want to live? You know I could kill you. And he's just like, and she continues to try and chop him, and he continues to just dance around it with his ninja skills. And she's like, I know that you were lying to me because I've seen shitloads of people die.
Yeah.
And you are the kind who's lying to themselves about having accepted death because you have a reason to live. And he's just like, because you love your wife.
Oh,
and he's just like,
a wife guy.
He's just like, that's not true. That's impossible.
But he does. Then they have lots of cute little flashbacks to him and his wife.
But he does love his wife because it's the second part of the flashbacks from earlier where it cuts to him when she's doing things, and he's just like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, I'll do that, yeah, whatever. I'll smile for you. And it's just like, and him bringing back money from his ninja assassinations, and her just wincing and just being like, "It's good to have you home," and he's just like, and a long scene where he goes on about his nickname, and he's just like, "I'm only accustomed to evil, ugly things, and that's all I can show you."
Mm-hmm.
And we get the reveal of her face, which was blurred out before, which is she has a long burn scar on one side of her face, and she says, "I don't mind that at all,"
Yeah.
because the village chief apparently burned her face because he wanted to dissuade her from trying to live like a normal person.
Yeah. He's like, you have to
Because
live
he's
in
a
the
real
moment.
piece of shit.
Yeah, he's a piece of work. He sucks.
Mhm.
He's like you guys have been getting nice ninjas for too long. You guys have been getting your Narutos and shit like that. Just like good, like nice people who are just happen to be ninjas. No, this motherfucker is like a ninja
He's
scroll guy.
yeah,
Like he's two
he's a
steps
bad
away from
boy.
sexually assaulting somebody.
Yeah.
He's a prick.
He's not great.
So so yeah, it's just like she's forcing him to admit that he does have something to live for because he loves his wife. Haha, you love your wife.
Haha.
He's just like, fuck, and she's just like, there's no way I could ever live with her because there's no place that the clan won't chase us. Like the village chief proved that he was willing to just throw me away simply because I wanted to leave.
Yeah, but he does express the desire to like just live a peaceful life.
He
So
just wants to do laundry and taxes with her.
yeah,
So she. Oh, he's also stolen a sword from a guard at this point to fight her
yeah.
because she done pissed him off, and she parries it with a royal pardon from the shogunate.
He's
She
like,
just has it on a scroll. It's just like if you there is a condition to this pardon. If you do this thing for us, the shogunate will protect you, and no one from the magistrate or your old village could harm you. He's just like, what? And she's like, but you have to but you have to go to the underworld for it. And she launches off into apparently the shogunate has discovered an island to the southwest of the Ryukyus, which is like way down past Okinawa. It's like it's far away, and we could talk about that a different time, but because those islands were ruled by the Japanese and the people there were not Japanese. uh, and like it's really fucked up because they conquered them and immediately started sending criminals there, like Australia.
yeah, right.
But yeah, they found this island covered in flowers with beautiful songs there, and decided that it must be paradise. It must be the place where you can find the elixir of immortality. But the expeditions they sent there keep coming back dead, covered in shitloads of flowers.
Like when we say covered in flowers, like
They're growing them.
they find a boat that just looks like it's full of nothing but flowers, and they scoop up a handful of flowers, and there is a foot among the flowers.
Yeah,
Like the
Yeah.
flowers are like
they're
growing
just
through and
growing.
on them.
They're just growing right out of them.
It's kind of not. It's a little gruesome.
So the shogun says, "Oh well, send more expeditions. That surely must be it. Get expendable people from amongst the
Yep,
criminals."
it's criminal time.
So the deal is all of these prisoners will be used for this expedition, and the one who brings the elixir of immortality will be granted the pardon. And Gabimaru clearly wants to live to see his wife. So he's actually on board. Oh, and then the magistrate who's been trying to execute him for like a week is just like, that's bullshit. Come on. He's just like, you know what? No, fuck you. Kill him. And yeah, it doesn't work. And incidentally, earlier
Gabimara does do.
the Sagiri had asked him if he'd show her some ninjutsu because she clearly had never seen any, and he's just like, I'm not gonna do that. Fuck off. And he's just like, hey, do you still want to see some ninjutsu?
Yeah, he does
Uh,
like catch on fire. It's weird.
yeah. He like self-immolates, and
He
then we
doesn't
just
even
see
do any hand signs.
we see a pile of bodies. And the magistrate is just like, okay, fine, you can go. And that's
Yep.
the end of the show.
Yeah, that's the episode.
Y'all
Um,
didn't see the post-credit scene?
There is
there
no
was a post-credit scene.
No, there was not.
Yeah.
No, there wasn't.
No, I didn't. Whatever it was, it doesn't exist for us.
I specifically skipped past the music at the end to see if there was a post credits, and there wasn't for
You
me.
skipped
So
the ending? What the hell, man?
I don't listen. You're telling lies.
So
I asked a question. I'm just asking questions, bro.
so speaking of such, the first thing I want to say is the OP for this fucks.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good.
It's really good.
I don't know.
I need
I
to
don't
add
know
it
about
to
the
the
one.
playlist.
I don't know about the one rap bridge in it,
I
but
was gonna say that was surprising.
but the rest of it fucks, and also the intro animation is great too.
It's really
Very
good.
very visually interesting. A lot of flowers.
Yes, I mean there would almost like just have to be.
Show looks great in general. It basically just looks like
A map of
it,
show.
it
I mean it's
it looks like a
map.
Mappa show. It looks like Chainsaw Man or Jujutsu Kaisen. Not so much like Attack on Titan. Different, a little different stylistically.
Yeah. Well, Mappa had to take
But
I don't remember what the other studio was that did Attack on Titan season 1,
oh
2,
yeah,
3.
they probably had to build on it, and they were
Mm.
trying to like match its visual identity.
That's all. I mean, that's just a game theory.
Mm-hmm.
I could see it happening though.
Mm-hmm.
So so yeah, what else? I like I like the show actually in general. The basic premise seems interesting, and weirdly enough, I like Kawamaro and his burned wife.
Yeah, I was like, okay, so
Her name is Yui.
yeah, she's
not just
nice.
wife.
I wasn't sure where they were going with this at the start, and I was like, what kind of like what personality does he have? He seemed a little like I mean, obviously that was supposed to be his whole thing. It was like he's like hollow. He has no personality, he has no emotions, but obviously we're going to be getting some of that characterization, which I think is very interesting.
It wasn't even really true from the get-go because he already had a personality, and that personality was done with this shit.
Yes,
Because he's just like every time they try and kill him, and he's just like, at it again. Same shit as always.
Yeah, no, but it's and I
But
like Simon too as well.
she's cool.
She
I
seems
like her.
nice.
She's
Or
a
not nice, but cool, interesting.
yeah yeah. She's an interesting like cool character.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah.
I'm sure when they introduce some more criminals, we'll get
Yes, we are going
get
to
some more.
get.
We
I'm
gotta at
looking at
least
Oh,
get a
I
hothead.
yeah,
I'm
I'm
looking
sure
at the
there's a whole
poster
squad
and
of
I'm
them.
seeing like well, let's see. It looks like there's like some
We got a
purple
guy with a
haired.
beard.
We got another white haired boy in there, which feels like an
Got
unbalanced team, right?
Oh no, he's got a different hairstyle. You see, Galvamaro's got the Dante, but he's got the Nero.
Oh yeah. Okay. Fine.
He's got the version 2.
We've got a few blondies in here.
Got a shit. He's got like a fucking some bowl cut shit heel here.
Hmm.
um, so yeah, these are this is a group of bastards. I'm sure.
Hey, Bakugo from Boku no Heroes there.
Yeah. No, it looks like quite the sizable team though, so I feel like they could
So,
make some interesting stuff.
like, killing them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably the one I like.
Almost certainly.
I'm gonna gamble and say I'm gonna post an image in the Discord.
I was gonna say you might like the beardy. Yes, the
I'm gonna
beardy
like
boy.
this guy. This guy looks like he's gonna be hilarious. I don't know why.
Speaking of hilarious, I like the comedy in this was kind of like it was like almost like they were going for a slightly dry comedy, but it kind of hit
Mhm.
for me. Like,
Yeah, like it's dark. Like when the punchline is like a bunch of guys who work for the magistrate being on fire.
yeah,
But
but it was
it's
like
still it still elicits a chuckle when you're just
it's
like, oh geez, they couldn't even boil this motherfucker.
it's dark comedy, but it like very
Oh my
much
god! Oh my god! He's that guy from fucking Dark Souls 3. Whenever when you fucking go into the hub world for the first time and you talk to a guy and he's just like, can't even die right, gives me conniptions.
Oh my god. Oh man. So,
What's that guy's name? Hawkwood or something? But
uh,
Anyway, if you want to set us on fire, you can do that at. No, I'm kidding.
no, would any
you
of
can't
us
do that.
watch more of
We
this?
are immune. Um, yeah, I'll probably watch more of this. It seems
I
cool.
I'm in. I'm definitely in.
I got a lot of stuff on my plate, but I am getting through it.
Yes, and also there are no more episodes of this out yet.
This is
Right.
true. I'll have a while
Yes.
before it becomes irrelevant.
Yes. So you can just like keep up with episodes as they come out. It's kind of nice. I did that with Trigun
I was
Stampede.
gonna
Which was
say that. Yeah. Okay.
Um,
So actually, I have a quick question for Joey, if that's okay.
yes, absolutely.
When Joey and I message each other throughout the week every now and then a couple of times they've mentioned that they are re-binging Trigun. Was this Stampede or the original?
Oh gosh, I don't even remember at this point.
Oh my god.
both
Because I've
actually,
watched multiples of them. Like
because
I have a
I know
problem.
JoJo. I know JoJo was following Stampede, and me and JoJo and some other friends have been going through the original. So,
Yeah, so
Mm,
it could have been either one. So
gotcha.
but anyway,
I was just curious. And also,
if
yes, I would watch more.
excellent, if
yes,
you've got a favorite means of execution, you can tell us about that at oneepisodecast@gmail.com.
that is the word, not the number. Hey, if you want to set us on fire.
Hey, you can't use my joke.
You want to set us on fire? We are on Twitter at one episode cast.
I'm gonna sue you.
Put me in the electric chair; I'll survive it.
You'll be fine. Uh,
I am an anomaly.
how would you all be executed? What would be your? How would you? How would they
Oh,
try and how would they fail?
is that it, or is it preferred method?
No. How would they try and how would they fail?
Because
They
I've
would
got a
try.
preferred method. Preferred method. My preferred method is I want to die fighting a tiger in a broken nuclear reactor.
Oh,
But
okay, perfect.
um, but how would they fail to execute me? I don't know. Just it would just be some. It would be some fluke like the rest of my life. Like it would be like a firing squad, and they'd dome me, and I'd wake up in the morgue later and escape because it
Uh,
because it just skimmed my brain or something.
they would try and explode me like in a cartoonish like explosion, but it would just all of the shrapnel would fly back and hit all of them, and it would be very
Oh,
funny.
oh God! You know what would actually happen is they'd make me dig my own grave, and then they'd shoot me in the head, and somebody'd dig me up later.
Oh, okay. Probably me, I guess.
uh, because the game was rigged from the start. What do you think,
It
Louis?
was. How about you?
I
You're never going to die?
don't go here.
Okay.
I've never met you two before. I've never done a podcast with you guys before.
You know how you will die? Is the episode will end.
that's
Ooh.
that's true. Prepare yourself.